Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of Inside the Big Dynasty League. As always, I'm your host, Mike. With me, as always, is the Stat Man, Petey Cunningham, and the Commish, Clyde Randall Waters. I hope you like the new intro. We got a few new things coming at you this season.
Yeah.
A little bit different format. We're going to try to trim things up, get nice and slim. But first and foremost, we are super excited about the new season of fantasy football, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, the dark period has ended. The sad time that is baseball in Cincinnati. And that thing where they play basketball professionally that I don't care about. And that other sport with the ice I don't care about. None of it matters anymore. We're back to real sports. Football, baby. The NFL.
For the next 5 months, football is going to be on the TV. Nothing else matters in the world. Except for food.
Food and football, baby.
Food and football.
They go hand in hand. It's a beautiful, beautiful matchup.
Two of the 3 F's of life.
Yeah.
All right.
Food, football, and fun.
Let's go ahead and recap.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at the draft. Then we're going to take a look at this week's matchups. Our own stat man, Petey Cunningham, is going to make some bold predictions that we think are bold anyway.
Hot takes coming.
And then, we got some other surprises coming down the pipeline. So, draft recap. I guess let's start off with this. Gentlemen, who do you think had a really good, if not maybe the best draft this year? Statman, I'll come to you first.
Somebody who I thought had a really good draft this year was Get Hoff Me. I've heard rumors of a new team name. Not sure. We're just going with Get Hoff Me.
We're going with official names on the website as of this moment.
Yeah, I think a new team name is in order. Get Hoff Me. Strong first season in the Big Dynasty League. Championship game runner-up. Very strong season last year. A little disappointing. Came back to earth a little bit. Missed the playoffs. Had a little bit of a fire sale. Get Hoff Me, though, primed for a big year this year to get back to the playoffs. Get Hoff Me. Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. He had right of first refusal. I think Tannehill can put up good numbers this year. Top 10 quarterback. He picks up Frank Gore to pair with Jeremy Hill and Mark Ingram. Solid 3 running backs there. Also picked up 3 rookie running backs.
Ooh,
so if any of them pan out, then he's sitting really good for the future. Wide receiver, plethora of talent here. It's got 6 wide receivers who are starting level ability in the Big Dynasty League. This is not even including fan favorite Dwayne Bowe of the Cleveland Browns. Not even including him. This is number 7 wide receiver. This is just insane levels of talent here.
Dwayne Bowe, who's number 3 on the Cleveland wide receiver list right now.
And there's stellar quarterback situation out there.
Number 1 in our hearts, baby. Number 1 in our hearts, Dwayne Bowe.
Taste the Dwayne Bowe.
But yes, get off me. Think he's primed for a good year.
I'll agree with you. I was really surprised with what he came out with at the end of the draft. Like I said, going into it, I felt like he was trying to sell off anybody and everybody at near red light district prices, if you ask me. But I will say I felt like towards the end of the draft there, he was going for value picks, and I don't know if he got much value. But we'll see. But I do want to bring up another team that I thought had a really good draft. They're a young team, But I think, they're poised to have some good seasons coming up, and that's Dan's team, the FC Acid Kickers.
FC Acid Kickers.
Just a lot of rookie talent on that team, along with some veterans like Calvin Johnson, and it's.
He has Odell Beckham for $6.
Yes.
He's gonna have Odell Beckham for the next 6 years in this league.
Oh yes. And it's amazing. And that Amir Abdullah out of Detroit, I think good things could happen with him. So we'll see what happens.
Totally agree.
Now, what do you guys think about, first and foremost, the fact that I came in like a Monte ball, namesake, not even on a team anymore. So right there's a struggle. Team name, player doesn't even exist. First and second of all, she had to subcontract her draft out.
Monte Ball doesn't even exist in the NFL anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Well, he doesn't exist anymore.
Not at all.
Not at all. If you're not in the NFL, do you exist, really?
You really don't matter.
We are in the NFL. We play fantasy football.
Oh, okay.
We have a show about fantasy football.
This show is real.
Yeah.
This is real as it gets.
This
you
real
saw
life.
the intro.
This is RL right here.
Exactly.
I mean,
Anyway.
it takes some real people to be able to jump out of a pool fully clothed, completely dry.
Boom. And we did it.
That's all
It's
I gotta
science. Don't worry too much about it. But anyway, how do we feel about subcontracting out your draft?
I mean, 2 years in a row.
I'm gonna give her the 1 year.
Last year there was the injury,
Emergency run.
Okay.
the illness, whatever.
That
that last year.
I will say it didn't bother me because she did the work and she got someone to fill in for her prior to it. She planned ahead. She got somebody she knew she could trust, came in and drafted well for it.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, he had notes of what she wanted, how she wanted to go, so I don't feel too bad about it. And that's just a lesson to anyone. If for some odd reason an emergency is going to keep you out of future drafts, do your own work. Find your own replacement. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of kickers.
Really, the biggest issue here, when it's weekends during football season, especially leading up to football season, don't make plans. Don't make plans during the weekend when football season is coming up. Yes, I know it was a cruise. with the fiance.
Oh,
this is my sister.
fiance.
But it's this football season. You don't make plans.
No.
All right, let's move on here.
But I love you anyway.
Commish. Well, what are some of your best value picks you think you got for this year?
All right. So, first value pick that came to mind for me was the pick of Allen Robinson by Victoria's Secret, Miss Allison Berry. She used her right of first refusal and snagged him for $10. That's a starting number one wide receiver. Granted, in Jacksonville, who knows if Blake's going to be able to throw a ball to him this year.
He's probably going to have to throw a lot, though.
But if anybody's going to catch a ball, in Jacksonville, it's probably going to be Allen Robinson. Mainly because Julius Thomas now has a broken finger as well. So, yeah, I thought it was a great pick. $10, and now she has full rights to him and be able to keep him for the next maybe 2-3 years. We'll see.
Statman, you got anybody?
I think one that strikes me right in the center of my heart, and I still can't believe that I let this happen. Martavis Bryant for $6 to Los Pandas Desnudos. This was another right of first refusal player. And $6 for Martavis Bryant. Yeah, he's suspended for the first 4 games. Yeah, he likes weed. But this is a guy that could be a top 10 to 15 wide receiver for the next 5 years. And he could be on Los Pandas Desnudos causing problems for the rest of this league for that entire time.
That's right.
$6 is a steal for Martavis Bryant. And even with missing the first 4 games, I think he'll end up as a top 20 fantasy wide receiver.
All
right. One other value pick I thought we had here was Justin Forsett, picked up by the Ricky Bobby team, owned by Todd.
Yeah.
Not bad, $19.
Starting running back, bulk of the carries. Had a good year last year.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's a pretty good pickup. I will say one thing we've learned from analyzing this draft so far is the offers were huge. If you pay attention to your offer, you can get really good deals.
Yes. The Roffer rights. They came in big time. And I was excited to see people were actually using him in the draft this year. Last year I felt like they got passed over a lot, and then people were even bidding on people they had a offer on. So this year was exciting to see that catching on, and I think we're definitely seeing value within the way offers are used in the league.
Yeah. Speaking of poor decisions, like bidding on players you have offers on, let's move on to our next topic here. So we looked at the best value, we've looked at the best draft. Let's start with the worst values of the draft. Statman, who do you got as the worst value pickup of this draft?
Worst value pickup? Well, there was a player that was a rookie, so has never played an NFL snap, and will not play an NFL snap this year by all indications. That's Kevin White. Goes for $7 to who drafted?
Morgan Berry.
Calvin who?
Who?
Who? Kevin who?
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 Kevin
Who?
who?
$7. He's on the IR. But he gets to keep Kevin White next year for $9.
Hey,
so
rookie?
What round did Kevin White get picked up by the Bears?
Was he a first round pick?
Was
Second
he?
round?
I think he might have been somewhere in there. Between 1 and 3, maybe between 1 and 5.
Yeah, he was definitely drafted.
Definitely between 1 and 7.
Yes.
I don't think he was an 8.
No.
Kamish, who do you got for this?
So one I thought was, some of you may argue me on this, but I thought it was a questionable value to say the least. Brandon Marshall was picked up for $23 by Joel Hoff for team Get Off Me!
Get off me!
Soon to be changed, maybe, possibly, or not. But Brandon Marshall, $23. Brandon Marshall has gone for big money year after year since he's been in the league. But he now is on the Jets with who's throwing to him now?
Kermit the Frog? Something like that?
The beard? I think it's really just a beard.
A beard.
Throwing to him.
Yeah, somebody.
But a beard with a crazy high IQ.
Oh, yeah. Fitzy.
Crazy
yeah,
high
that's
IQ.
where, Yeah, you just got to wonder what he's really going to be able to produce this year. But I guess the same thing goes for him that went for Allen Robinson. If someone's going to be catching the ball in New York, it's probably going to be Brandon Marshall. Assuming he can stay healthy, that is, too.
I mean, who would have thought leaving Chicago and leaving Jay Cutler would somehow still be a downgrade in quarterback, though?
Yeah, that's
Honestly.
true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Marshall last year, I think he was hurt in a few games, but did not put up very good numbers last year. So I know there's a lot of people thinking that Brandon Marshall is going to bounce back and have a good year this year, but he's been in the league for a while now, and
the value is definitely questionable.
yes.
Definitely. And I feel like at $23, that Get Off Me got played, and people bid him up, and he wanted that player and took it. Versus passing and trying to find a better value, say for maybe $13 to $15, somewhere in that range.
I will say that if this was like 2011, Get Off Me would have a hell of a wide receiving core between Larry Fitzgerald, Brandon Marshall, and Roddy White. I mean, that was like 3 top 5 receivers back in the day.
Yeah.
It is not back in the day, though.
But it's not back in the
It
day.
is up in this day.
It is today.
So,
Okay, so that leads me to this. And Kamish, Statman, we've said it many seasons before, I am by no means a mathematician. I am not the best in the league of fantasy football, as my record might indicate. But I saw a draft that I thought we had to list as the most awful draft. And here's why. They drafted what are now 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 free agents. And that is on the Ricky Bobby team, owned by our own lovable friend, Tugs, Matt Harvey.
that's more free agents on one team in this league than all other 11 combined in this league.
So I'm correct. That is a mistake, you would say.
I think
It's not like deep sleepers.
I mean, the season starts tomorrow, so there still is a chance that they're picked up. There's still a chance.
I mean, there could be strategy hidden in that somewhere, but it is very cloudy to try to see that. I will say I will step up and try to give a defense to the draft that Tugs had here.
Only 2 of them were drafted as free agents, by
that's
the
true.
way.
One of them,
We'll give him a little bit of credit.
Yes.
one of them was dropped by the team later
Yes,
this
Jonas Gray was moved to the practice squad. Anyways,
He's the most expensive free agent on the board.
I'll say this, guys. Tugs was coming in remotely.
Yeah, that's always a little bit more difficult, I've been told.
He's one of our out-of-towners. We love our out-of-towners, but...
Why are we air quoting out-of-towners?
Because they're out-of-towners.
Are they really out of town?
Yes, actually, they live not in this town.
So then you just say out-of-towners.
So, anyways, so that makes it difficult for one, trying to keep up with an auction draft even though we're using some better technology, like a nice mic for the room and an HD camera. I also know that he was probably doing it from his iPad and his iPhone. Tugs didn't have much of a solid computer to work off of. So, who knows? I mean, I will say that would hinder him. But if you just would have downloaded ESPN's cheat sheet for that day,
cheat sheet, top 300 by position.
The people that you have drafted would not have been on that list. Also, he got flustered. We had a little snafu with some of his accounting stuff. And he overspent too early. Might have been a little bit on my fault on that. A little bit on his fault. But either way, I will say there's a hole to be climbed out of with that.
Yeah, I mean, there might be reasons for it. But I definitely have to say, out of all the drafts, it was the awfulest, the most awful even, of the drafts. Moving on past the normal draft, let's take a look, if you will, with me, gentlemen, at the college picks. Now, I want to look not at who people picked up in the college draft this year, but I know there was some controversy, if you will. Last year, people didn't really understand the college stuff. They didn't care for it. They thought it was a waste of time. But I think what we see this year proves that it's pretty awesome. It definitely needs to be something that sticks around with this league, considering this is a Dynasty league, which, if my understanding is correct, is a very long-term strategy fantasy football league.
Forever.
Yeah, so this is our first season. Lots of value, I think, has been realized already. Stabman, how many players total from the college draft last year were kept on teams and not sent out to free agency?
So this year, there were 17 college draft picks kept in the Big Dynasty League. Kept meaning they decided, they went in the first round, they cost $7. I just want them on my team for $7. 17 were kept. So a little averages about 1.5 per team in the Big Dynasty League. So not bad. There was 31 total rookies. There are 31 total rookies on rosters in the Big Dynasty League. So a little over half of all rookies were kept.
Gotcha. So you're saying there was value to be found, and there was still talent to be drafted? Both of those giant calamities that people thought would never happen in a million years, there'll either be absolutely no talent to pick up or no one worth keeping, and neither one of them happened.
Both myths.
Busted. Oh, wait, we can't say that. That's copyright. Both myths. Broken severely.
Hurt.
Kamish, who do you think was the best value or interesting, not necessarily best value, but interesting example of this?
Well, so I would say this is a prime example of the value you can find in utilizing the college draft picks that we have in this league. So, Nelson Aguilar, I hope I say that name right, wide receiver in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, correct? Right?
Philadelphia,
yeah. Wide receiver in Philadelphia. First round pick by them, and what was it? Sarah, I think?
Yes. I came in like a Monte ball.
Yeah. Had Nelson on her college pick list and decided not to keep him. Could have kept him for $7, but instead he went to the auction floor and was picked up for $17.
That's a lot of number difference.
Yeah,
142% increase.
He's the stat man
over what he could have been kept for.
Exactly. So
$142 more?
Yeah.
So, $142 is mathematically possible, but it's incorrect. Percent.
So I'd like to point out here that I believe the prices we have for
$7 plus
these rookies coming in when you keep them on a college roster
is his roster, rounded to the nearest dollar.
Wow. So how much more did he pay than they would have paid?
$10.
$10 more, not $142.
$10 more.
Okay.
Anyways, so I think this is just a great example of this. Because this great talent wasn't kept at a very good market value, even probably better than fair market value. Great talent was available in the auction draft and was picked up, for more than what Samika kept him. I think this is just, like I said, a prime example of the value you can find in utilizing your college draft picks.
Definitely. I love them a lot. Moving on here. No awards this week because no one's played. But that's all going to change next week, ladies and gentlemen. We got some different awards coming at you next week. That's just a little teaser.
So exciting. So exciting.
Very excited about them. Next, we're going to move on to the Statman Penny Cunningham's bold predictions for the playoffs this year. We like to get him on record every year to see who he thinks is going to be in the playoffs, and then remind him later this year when he's completely wrong. Statman, who do you have going this year?
So this year, there are 6 teams that can make the playoffs, just like every other year.
Okay.
It's always 6. Half the league makes the playoffs. Playoff teams are going to be ready to throw the jinx on you guys. Ben, welcome to the playoffs.
Reigning champion.
Sarah, wasn't at the draft, but welcome to the playoffs. Get off me.
Get off me!
Playoff bound. Dan, playoff bound. Timmy Crawford and the entire Green Bay Packers wide receiving core coming to the playoffs this year.
Assuming Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt.
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because I don't have him in any leagues.
True.
I don't care if he gets hurt.
And predicting myself to make the playoffs as well. That is the 6th. That's my prediction for 6 playoff teams. I'm gonna say that I'm probably gonna get 3 of them right and 3 of them wrong.
Then why did you choose the 3 you're going to get wrong?
Because hindsight is 20/20.
I think he was pressured at the draft.
He was
There were
pressured.
people getting very violent with you.
Didn't somebody tell me to beep me?
Timmy, I believe, kept saying, F you, Petey. F you. Anyway, so that's your playoff picks. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different this year, so the Statman can also make fun of us. We are going to all 3 pick who we think will be in the championship and who will win the championship. We're going to start off again with the Statman, Petey Cunningham.
All right. I feel like there is going to be a championship game rematch this year. I think the San Francisco 69ers, and yes, that is a sex joke.
That is very true. It's a sex joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Is going to go against Wayne Enterprises. But I feel like there's going to be a different result this year. I feel like Wayne Enterprises has got the depth, has got the talent this year. Last year, San Francisco 69ers was the best team. They took it down. This year, I feel like Wayne Enterprises had a strong draft. The Bills' defense is going to go off for 25, and they're going to take down the big Dynasty League title. I know that's myself, and I never pick myself, but
you just did.
You got to be real. This show is all about real.
All right. Commish, who do you got?
Oh. Well. Yeah, this is a tough call. Waiting for my page to load. I'm sorry. My first team I say it's going to be in there is going to be Ben. The San Francisco 69ers. Yes. Ben's team is just strong. It's dominant. It's going to be a little pricey. I don't know if it will keep much of it after this season, but we'll see. But I think it's going to have enough steam to get him in there to defend his title. Who Ben is going to go against? That is a question. I don't know. I don't like this decision.
Welcome to the hot seat.
You have to make it, though.
I mean, I want to say Petey, but I don't know. Actually, I'm going to say a dark horse. I'm going to say Wolfgang United makes it in there this year.
Whoa!
Whoa! Rocky Mountain High?
Yes.
Is this our first time even talking about Wolfgang United tonight? We need we need to talk about that team. Let's just throw out one reason.
Here's why. I think now that Denver is fully committed to C.J. Anderson, that he's going to have a breakout year. Mainly also because I think Peyton's kind of hurt and may not be able to be the Peyton he was, and they're going to have to push on the running game more this year. Marcus Mariota could be a hidden talent there. John Brown, I think, is tons of talent sitting down.
Prime for a breakout year.
T.Y. Hilton. Proven.
Manuel Sanders.
Yep, exactly. There's some other weak spots in that team, but I think with some tinkering, it's a pretty strong team in a division that he might be able to come through in.
All right.
I just realized that Wolfgang United has a free agent place kicker. So, waiver wire runs tomorrow at 6 p.m. Just throwing it out there.
Yes.
Tomorrow being Thursday.
But
yes.
Which is probably the day you're watching this. So, today.
I was hoping to mess them all up.
See, Wolfgang United does get to play the Ricky Bobby team twice this year.
Speaking of playing the Ricky Bobby team twice
I think that's 2 wins for Wolfgang United. And I think it's probably going to come down to the fact that, what were you saying earlier, Petey?
That Ricky Bobby team is probably only going to get 2 wins this year, and they're both going to be against me because I make fun of this team so much.
So what happens? Let's just do a little bet here. If you get swept by the Ricky Bobby team, what should we have the punishment be? Because you used to swear you won't let it happen. You might let him win 1. Jake will let him win 2.
I ain't even going to let him win 1.
Okay, but if he sweeps you...
If he sweeps me...
How confident are you?
I'm pretty confident he's not going to sweep me.
Okay.
Pretty confident of that.
Confident enough to say... do the entire show in some sort of crazy makeup? The week after he sweeps you? I'm talking possibly like some insane clown posse type makeup.
I will do it.
All right.
I will do it.
All right. Look, Tugs, Ricky Bobby Team Harvey. I need you to concentrate these weeks. I need you to beat him.
Tugs, you only have to win 2 games this season.
That's right. It's got to be against...
both against Petey.
I need to make him a gigolo. Or a chuggalo. What is it? No, pimp him out all over the place. What is it again?
Moving on. That's my picks. I'm going to go Ben versus Sam.
Who's going to win it?
I have to pick a winner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ben.
All right. I'm going to go completely out of left field with this. All right. I'm going to say, first of all, the new and improved franchise, formerly the Bitch Dogs, now rebranding, redrafting, the Cincinnati Bourbon Barons are going to the championship this year. And I think they're going to be against Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret.
And I think I'm going to win by 10 points.
You're going to beat Morgan's wife.
I'm going to beat Morgan's wife.
You're going to beat your sister-in-law.
I'm going to beat her.
You're going to beat the mother of your niece.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't care if the NFL says no more. I'm going to beat her.
Okay. All right. Well, our championship matchup picks are in. We'll see at the end of the season if any of us are fortune tellers. Or just really good with stats.
What do you think the chances are it's going to be me? All right.
50-50. 50-50, really.
Moving on here. Real quick, let's, Commish, if you could for me, let's go ahead and recap for everybody some of the changes for this season.
Sure. So, I'm going to cover 2 sets of changes. First was some scoring changes that we did make, and I know we discussed the draft, but I want to get it out there again just so everyone is aware. The plus 1 point for a QB rushing for a first down has been removed. And the negative 1 point for a QB being sacked has now been changed to negative rushing yards. So whatever that loss is just gets subtracted from the rushing yards. That was voted on by our SOC and ratified and changed.
In the Constitution.
Just in the scoring rules.
In
The scoring
the
rules
scoring
are upheld
rules.
by the Constitution.
So, really, technically, the Constitution.
Sure. All right, the next update, and I just want to make sure people are clear on this. We do have some new prizes, awards, or payouts this season. First, third place now gets paid $50. Woohoo!
Woo!
Second, we have the Fantasy League Pick'em. This isn't the Pick'em for NFL wins. This is the Pick'em for our fantasy teams' matchups against each other. This can be found in the My Fantasy League app. I'll send out an email with the details. Usually there's a link on the front page saying, hey, make your fantasy pool picks. Click that link, and each week you want to put your pool picks in. The winner, at the end of the season, that is whoever has, how are we wording this?
The most correct picks.
Most correct picks over the year.
Most correct picks over the year.
Not percentage.
Not percentage.
Total picks.
Most
Emphasis on making
correct
picks.
total picks. So the more picks you make, the better chance you have of having the most correct kind of thing. $50 prize goes to the winner of that. Then we've also added a feature to the Toilet Bowl.
Toilet Bowl.
The winner of the Toilet Bowl
Flush it down.
gets the first overall pick in our college draft each year. So if you win the Toilet Bowl, the number one pick goes to you because you're the best of the worst.
And that should be rewarded.
It should be. And then after that, the draft order will go in reverse order as we have previously. But the winner of the Toilet Bowl is numero uno in the college draft pick for the upcoming season.
And if you think about it, if you're really at a toilet bowl, you'd rather it be numero uno instead of dos.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
if you're thinking about...
All right. Well, that's all I have for changes I wanted to recap and make sure everyone was updated on.
All right, so speaking of the fantasy pool picks, let's go ahead and put in our fantasy pool picks, and we'll show everyone how easy it is. So, to do it, you're just going to go to the For Owners tab on the BDL website in the My Fantasy League and go to Fantasy Pool Picks. It pulls up a page with the away teams and the home teams. All right, so we're going to start off this week with Calvin Who versus Los Pandas Desnudo. Statman, who you got?
Going with Los Pandas Desnudos to start off the year with a dub.
Nice.
Kamish?
Los Pandas Desnudos.
Sweep it. I agree. All right, we got the San Francisco 69ers, and yes, that is a sex joke. Reigning champion San Francisco 69ers, I should say, versus the Cincinnati Bourbon Barons. Recently refranchised and rebranded. Statman, give me good news.
The reigning champ keeps the winning streak going,
You son of a bitch.
gets the win.
Especially considering the Bourbon Barons have no lineup set.
I will set a lineup. I got plenty of time to set a lineup. I got like 3 days.
Tons of time.
I will be going the Niners as well.
I'm going with me because I believe in myself. Okay. Hernandez's pistol offense versus the FC Acid Kickers. Kamish, who do you got?
You know, I'm going Acid Kickers.
Statman?
Hernandez's pistol offense.
I'm going Hernandez. All right, next up. I came in like a Monte ball
I came in like a Monte ball.
versus Wolfgang United. Statman, who do you got?
I came in like a Monte ball to get the win.
Kamish?
Versus Wolfgang. I'm going to say Wolfgang's get the season started off right for that championship run.
I'm going Wolfgang as well. Next up, we got Get Off Me
Get off me.
versus Wayne Enterprises. I'm taking Get Off Me.
Tough first week matchup for Wayne Enterprises with Get Off Me.
Kamish?
I'm going with Wayne
Statman?
Enterprises.
Wayne Enterprises. Kamish.
Wayne Enterprises.
All right, and last matchup of the week. The Ricky Bobby team and Victoria's Secret.
Should we just sweep it?
Yeah, Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret.
All right, sorry, Ricky Bobby, until we see some changes. All right, so then you put in those picks, and you just hit Save Picks, and you're done.
Fantasy pick saved.
All right, and now you are closer to a potential $50, which is nothing to shake a stick at. It's 50 double cheeseburgers from McDonald's, just by my quick fat man math.
Well, double cheeseburgers are like $1.69 or $1.89 now, so it's like
I thought they were on the dollar menu.
What?
A double cheeseburger?
double cheeseburgers are no, it's not a dollar menu. It's a dollar value. It's the value.
The McDouble. It's
You
like
can get like 28
like
of them.
$1.09 or something.
Yeah, you can get like 35 McDoubles or 28 double cheeseburgers.
Well,
But at Wendy's, you can get 50 junior bacon cheeseburgers. So Wendy's.
No, they're $1.29 there too.
What?
$1.29.
The
I'll tell you what you can get. What is 10 times 20?
200.
200 McNuggets. You get 200 McNuggets for that. They're $5 or 20 piece. Did I do my math right?
Yeah, that was 100% factually correct.
200 McNuggets if you get your fantasy pool picks right. And I want to be there when you order it, please. Just go up to the
So
counter
you
and
can
say,
eat like 30 of them.
ma'am, I would like 200 McNuggets. All right. That's about it for us. We got a whole bunch of crazy stuff planned for this year again. We're working on some different things, some prizes and surprises for the weeks to come. Get your picks in. Get your lineup set. Don't forget about waivers, 6 o'clock Thursday. Anything else?
I think that's it. Excited for another year. We're now in our. This is going to be the third year of the Big Dynasty League.
And I am betting the best year.
Yes, no doubt about it. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Peace.
Happy week 1.